Hello, my very dear Pisces. As I was starting to do the reading, this is for this week, for July 21st, or obviously whenever it resonates, and only if it resonates, it won't be for everybody. The first thing that I saw was you standing on a shoreline. Your feet are wet, but you're looking at a slate stone. And as I'm looking at it, I'm seeing veins running through this. And it's like you're crouched down and you're really engrossed in looking at this stone. When I say engrossed, I mean you're completely captivated by looking at this stone, and it's like you're discovering all these different things in it. So when I looked up what was the meaning of slate, it was very interesting because it was strength and durability. It was balance. The first thing that they mentioned was balancing of the elements. But also, as I was looking at that, I was feeling like it had to do with past. And when I read further on it, it was integrating past and present. So what this feels to me like, Pisces, is for those of you for whom this fits, there is a quality of, and I didn't know I was going to say this, coming home to your roots in a way, where you're able to really, now at this point in time, able to really focus your attention. And it's not like you have to force yourself to do it. It feels like now you're really calmly and quietly interested in being able to look at elements from the past, whether it's this lifetime or past lives, that have something to teach you. And I don't even want to say something to heal from or whatever. I really feel something to teach you. I feel as though there is a quiet spiritual wisdom that, again, I was going to say awaits you, but it awaits the awakening of you. because I feel as though this is in you. And the looking at things, the studying of things, the understanding history is one of the phrases that came. Your personal history in this life is one of the big things that I think you'll be looking at. And that's for some of you, and for some of you it will more be from a karmic perspective, past lives, Akashic records, things of that nature. But I feel as though it's almost as though looking at your life, making peace in a way with the path that you've lived in this life, the choices that you've made, is going to be part of what allows you to go even farther back and really touch into that ancient wisdom. And that's really what I feel is the ancient wisdom. What you're being told here is, by looking at your patterns, that's going to help. By looking at some of the things and the attitudes and beliefs that you have that are no longer supporting you and choosing to set those aside, it's going to help keep you from going into overwhelm as you look at this, as well as really leaning into the understanding that there is a force greater than you that has been on board and operational in all of this for your entire lifetimes. And that there's nothing anymore that needs to hold you back. And that's what I feel is really spiritually, vitally essential here, is that whether it's, I have to keep saying the karmic thing, the Akashic record, because even though I feel for some of you it will start and possibly only remain within the context of your lifetime in this particular life, for some of you it's going to be long term, where you get to look at whatever you carried with you in past lives that have held you back, that have been the voices of no, that have been the voices of persecution, that have been the voices of abuse, that have been the faces of imbalanced power. And again, whether you were the victim of it or whether or not you were the embracer of any of those attitudes of controlling. What it's really giving you a chance to do now is get to a much deeper place in yourself. And this is important too, because this is part of the spiritual path and the spiritual progress. It is that you are going to be able to move aside whatever has been keeping you locked away from the deepest, wisest part of yourself. It's not that you haven't had a sense that it's there or a belief that it's there, but some of you haven't really had the opportunity yet to fully live it. And this is where I feel you're going. And as you do that, it's literally like the skies change. They open for you. So Pisces, I feel as though you are really on this huge, huge learning curve. Like you're really ascending here, and I don't see it going down. Again, it starts with, oh, and look, there you've got grace. So that goes along here with the overwhelm card, and remembering that you've got divine presence, and also that angels are everywhere on your path in this process. Grace is not earned. Grace is a state in which we receive, for no apparent reason, a divine influence which strengthens us in a way that eases whatever problematic or miserable state we find ourselves. Grace only needs to be accepted in order to be received. Looking back over your history won't always be easy, because you will see times where there has been abuse, where there will be moments where that energy might feel really strong for you. So this is where you're being told, in the process of self-discovery here, if it starts feeling overwhelming, please lean into grace. Please lean into the understanding that there is divine presence that has a greater wisdom than your personality does, and trust that there are angels everywhere. And that even some of the people who looked like enemies may have been angels in terms of what awareness they have brought you to. And again, that's a very expanded spiritual concept, right? It's not something that everybody is going to be able to embrace, especially if there's still anger, resentment, blame. Again, that is something to work through. That moves you beyond and into a spiritual perspective. My dears, I'm going to leave you with that. I think this is great. It feels to me like this is really a deepening of a profound spiritual process for you. Take care.